Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. We are from NBSA 5A. We would like to present our group assignment. First, I would like to introduce our group members. We have NURAINA binti HAMSAN, Nabilla binti YAHAYA, ATIKAH binti RIDZUAN, NURAINA SYAKIRAH binti MOHAMMAD, and last but not least, I'm AISYAHTON binti MOHAMMAD. I would like to present for the question 1 and question 2. For the question 1, I need to count the total number of failure in the malware test data. How we get the total number of failure in our test function performance data? First, we have to put total number of failure, and then we put total sum up. And then we choose count if. For the range, we put all this data. And then for the criteria, we choose fail because we count the number of failures, and then we get 54 for the total number of failures. And then for the question 2, I already create a new worksheet in the database to compute gross revenue by month and region, as well as worldwide total for each product using the data in mobile unit sales and tractor unit sales. First, we calculate for the North America. We put total sum. We put amount in North America in January 2050 multiple with more price unit in year 2050, which is 150. For the South America, Europe, Pacific, China, world, I'm not going to calculate one by one. I just drag it to the wall. And then same goes to until December 2050. Yes, I get the answer. And then for the year 2016 until 2019, same process, but we have changed the mobile price accordingly by year. And then we get the all answer, the all amount, and then we calculate the total gross revenue. We put total sum. For the North America, we choose amount from 2015 until 2019. We get the answer. Same goes to South America, Europe, Pacific, China, and world. And then we get the amount. For the gross revenue mobile unit sales from 2015 until 2019, the highest is North America, which is 79,677,500. Meanwhile, the lowest is China, which is 21,470. For the tractor unit sales gross revenue, the highest is North America, which is 234,752,150. Meanwhile, for the lowest gross revenue tractor unit sales from 2015 until 2019 is China, which is 10,481,600. As you can see, that between PLE products for the past 5 years, tractor is one the biggest maximum revenue for them. That's all from me. Thank you. I will pass for the next presenter.
Okay, for the question 3 is Miss Anna want to gain an overview of PLE overall business performance and market position by examining the information provided in database. Specifically, she is asking you to construct appropriate charts for the data in the following worksheet and summarize your conclusion from analysis of the chart. So that one is got 5, which is dealer satisfaction, end user satisfaction, complaint, more unit sales, and last one is one-time delivery. Okay, first graph is I will show. Okay, so this one. The first bar chart show is comparison of dealer rating by years. According to the graph, can see the sum of ratings, 5 increases from 2015 to 2019. The most satisfied dealer rate the sum of 5 with the amount of 289, while the most unsatisfied dealer rate the sum of 0 with the amount of 6. The sum of dealer ratings of 0 decreased from 1 in 2015 to 0 in 2016, but increased again from 1 in 2017 to 3 in 2019, indicating that dealers are unsatisfied. Some of dealer ratings of 5 increased from 17 in 2015 to 20 in 2016 and rapidly increasing to 126 in 2019, indicating that the dealers are satisfied. Okay, so next is second bar chart is total and user satisfaction per years. Okay, the most satisfied user rate the sum of 5 with the amount of 783, while the most unsatisfied user rate the sum of 0 with the amount of 14. This can be seen where the sum of end user satisfaction of 0 decreased from 5 in 2015 to 0 in 2019, indicating that the users are unsatisfied. End user satisfaction of 5 increased from 156 in 2015 to 159 in 2016, but decreased to 154 in 2019, indicating that the user are satisfied. So, for the third one is complaint by countries per years, which is North America show the largest number of complaints and the number of complaints increase gradually. Same goes for South America and Europe. The number of complaints is gradually increasing for 5 years. For Pacific Rim, the number of complaints increasing from 2015 until 2018 and slightly decreasing from 2019, which is from 151 complaints to 130 complaints. China began appearing from 2017 and the number are gradually increasing each year and has the lowest number of complaints among all. So, for the fourth bar chart is smaller unit sales by countries per year, which is okay. Which is almost 80% of mower sales are accounted by North America market each years, and the total unit sales for 5 years is 452,540. Europe makes up the second largest in the market, which is 68,940 respectively, followed by South America and Pacific Rim, which are 16,940 and 10,350 respectively. China only entered the market on second quarter of 2019, which explains why the number is the lowest and only 130. So last but not least is one-time delivery by years, by quarters. Okay, the higher number of deliveries is 4,294 in quarter 4 2019. The second highest belongs to quarter 3 in 2019. As we can see that quarter 1 in 2015 is 33 3,303, the lowest among the other quarters for the numbers of deliveries. Other than that, the highest of numbers for the highest of the number sorry other than that, the highest for number of the time is 2,444 that belongs to quarter 4 in 2019. The lowest is quarter 1 in 2015. In conclusion, for the overall top highest is quarter 4 in 2014 and the top lowest is quarter 1 in 2000. So that's all. I will pass the next presenter, which is continue to put question 4.
Assalamualaikum and hi. Thank you to our past presenter, Miss Ain Nabilla. My name is NURAINA SYAKIRAH binti Muhammad TAUFEK. I will be presenting the question for answer for MGT555 Business Analytic Group Assignment. The question for is you also need to provide statistical information by representing a descriptive statistical summary for the 2014 customer survey data. Descriptive statistical summary is actually descriptive coefficient that summarize a given data set, which can be either a representation of the entire or a sample of a populations. Descriptive descriptive statistics are broken down into measure of central tendency and measure of variability. Today, I will be showing you guys on how to find a data analysis or how to do a data analysis in Excel for descriptive statistics. In this file, this is actually the 2014 customer survey data for, as the question before. What you need to do is actually you need to click on the data, click on data analysis, click on descriptive statistic. On the input range, you need to input all the data that you are required for the question. For my side, I will be doing the ease of use data. I will start to highlight it until the end of the data itself. And then I will start click the label in the first row because the label in the first row is actually the title of the data itself. For output range, what you need to do is actually click on the empty column. So the data will show in the empty column. And then click on the summary statistic and click OK. And the data will pop up here. So I will be presenting my answer for the question 4. Above are the table for descriptive statistical based on customer survey data on year 2014. I have divided into 4 categories: qualities, ease of use, price, and services. The coefficient of skewness for quality, ease of use, price, and services is negative, which means it indicates a left skewed distribution with value negative 1.492 for qualities, negative 1.319 for ease of use, negative 0.740 for price. Service is negative 1.939. Which means that the value is smaller than 0.5 indicates comparatively more symmetry. Meanwhile, coefficient for courtesies with value 3.9194 for qualities and coefficient of courtesies is 3.240 for ease of use are greater than 3, which means the data distribution is big with less dispersion. Meanwhile, for price and services, they are less than 3, which means the data distribution is better with wide degree of dispersion. The mean or average of the saving for quality is 4.395, for ease of use is 4.165, and for price is 3.67, and for service is 4.14. But meanwhile, for median or the middle value for quality is 5 and others is 4. I've concluded all my answer for question 4. Thank you for listening, and I will pass my presentation to my next presenter, which is Miss Rahmah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. To Dr. Azreen and my fellow friends, my name is binti HAMSAN and I will present about question number 5. So let's look into the question. 5A are the significant differences in rating of specific product or service attribute in the 2040 customer survey data. So for this question, we will look into the one-way ANOVA test. ANOVA is analysis of variance and is used when comparing more than two groups. We want to find whether variation exists within the groups. So for the first step, we have to state the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. So for null hypothesis, we are always say that there is no difference between the groups, but we are trying to see on the alternative hypothesis that not all means are equals. So how to running the ANOVA single factor test? We have to select data analysis, and search for ANOVA single factor. Then we will come up with the result. Okay, so after that, we have to focus with this 3 point, which is I already highlight that. Okay, why? Because we will use two approach here, which is p-value approach and critical value approach. For p-value approach, we will comparing with alpha. Let's say the alpha is 0.05. So if the p-value is less than alpha, we have to reject the null. But if the p-value is more than alpha, we fail to reject the null. So in this case, the p-value is less than alpha. Thus, we reject the null hypothesis and conclude that there is significant differences in rating of specific product or service attributes. Okay, next is critical value approach. For critical value approach, we will comparing that F test with F critical value. So if the F test is more than F critical value, we have to reject the null. But if the F test is less than F critical value, we fail to reject the null. So in this case, the F statistic value is 23.69 and the critical F value is 2.62, whereby the F statistic value is more than the critical F value. Thus, we reject the null hypothesis. Okay, so let's look into the question 5b. Have the data in the worksheet defect after delivery changed significantly over the past 5 years? Okay, so the first step, we have to state the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. So for the result, we still focus on these three. For p-value approach, the p-value is less than alpha. Thus, we reject the null hypothesis and there is significant differences in the mean over past 5 years. The conclusion, the mean is not the same among past 5 years, sorry. So next is critical value approach. So in this case, the F statistic value here is 178.22 and the F critical value is 2.54, whereby the F statistic value is more than the critical F value. Thus, we reject the null hypothesis. Okay, that's all from me. I will pass the presentation to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning to all. Okay, thank you to my team members, RAHMAH SARI binti HAMSAN for a good presentation. Okay, my name is NURUL ATIKAH binti MOHAMMAD RIDZUAN. Today I will present for question number 6. Okay, on this question, they try to identify the characteristic of individual that lead to greater retention. In this case, we apply multiple regression analysis and the result as follows. The equation is employee retention equal to beta plus years education plus CGPA plus age higher. This is the result for regression statistic. As we can see, R square is 0.15. So it means that 50% of variation in employee retention of PLE is explained by the years education, college GPA and age. So there are another extra of 85%. Probably there are some other variable which falls in this category that 85% influence employee retention. We go to F-test. This F-test is to test the significance of the regression model. Okay, as the result, F-test, the significant F is 0.11, which is more than level of significance that is 0.05. So the conclusion is the null hypothesis is failed to reject. Next, we go to t-test. Okay, we look at p-value for yes education. The result is 0.851. So the p-value is more than 0.05. So the coefficients are statistically insignificant. As a result, we are failed to reject HO. Next, we go to p-value for college GPA. The p-value is 0.569, that is greater than 0.05. As a result, we are failed to reject HO. And last, we go to age. The p-value for age is 0.038, that is less than 0.05. As a result, we reject HO. Then we go to confidence interval. We may infer that the coefficients are statistically significant because the confidence interval does not include a zero. Alright, that's all from our group. Thank you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.